From Red Zone Weather in Brewton, Alabama, with meteorologist Spinks Meganson. Severe weather coverage starts right now.
New tornado warning until 2:45 a.m. for parts of Conecuh and Butler counties in south central Alabama. This is a new tornado warning due to a possible tornado currently very near Repton and Belleville near the U.S. Highway 84 corridor. This is a call to action. This is a tornado warning. You need to do something about it if you're in Evergreen, Owasso, Lefevre, also areas near Georgiana and McKenzie. Good Wednesday morning to you. I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson, tracking a possible tornado early on this Wednesday morning in parts of Conecuh County. This is a storm that is currently moving off to the northeast at about 35 miles per hour. And I want to get out our Red Zone Weather app alert first to let our folks in Evergreen and much of Conecuh County know that we now have an active tornado warning until 2:45 a.m. Again, for parts of central Conecuh and also southern Butler counties. Current time is 2:03 a.m. Very, very early on this Wednesday morning, and again tracking a possible tornado in Conecuh County, very near the community of Repton along the U.S. Highway 84 corridor. We're going to tell you exactly who's involved in this new tornado warning that's valid until 2:45. We'll give you pinpoint accuracy of who's involved, and I can tell you that Evergreen, Lenox, Repton going to be involved, in addition to Owasso, Lefevre, also areas out here near Wilcox, McKenzie, Georgiana, Chapman, all involved in this tornado warning for the next 42 more minutes on this. And again, watching this cell very carefully. In fact, tell you what, let's go ahead and go to our watch warning map so that we can show you this new warning and kind of talk about it in depth. We'll zoom in just a bit. And Conecuh County is here. This is Conecuh County. This is Butler County. And so your possible tornado is going to be moving through this tornado warning polygon just like that, basically paralleling the Interstate 65 corridor. And so the first call to action is down here actually where the possible tornado is, near range, near Belleville, and also near Repton. If you're near those three communities and Lenox, range, Repton, and Belleville, be in a safe place right now. Possible tornado is very nearby, and we need you sheltered first. After that, in the next, say, 2 to 3 minutes, this is quickly going to become an issue for areas near Evergreen, also out here towards Lefevre, Bowles. You've also got Owasso, Burnt Corn, Laurie, also areas out here near Green Street. You've also got the community of Wilcox, McKenzie, Georgiana, Grace, Garland, Starlington, Chapman. All right, those are the areas involved in this tornado warning. Same thing for the city of Evergreen. If you know someone in Evergreen, Alabama, call them right now and let them know that we have, again, an active tornado warning in effect for much of Conecuh County until 2:45 a.m. Let's go back to the radar source, and we'll turn on our radar so that we can show you exactly where this storm is happening. This is a supercell thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado back here on the rear flank of this, and we'll zoom in real tight and show you that the possible tornado is going to be very near Repton, Lenox, and Belleville, right out in through here near Baggett's Chapel. All right, if you're near Baggett's Chapel, Lenox, Belleville, be in a safe place. This is U.S. Highway 84 right here. This is Interstate 65 right here in Conecuh County, Alabama. That's the area that we're focusing on first because, again, this area has just gone under a tornado warning as of 2 a.m. Tracking this possible tornado as it moves off to the northeast. We are in communication with the National Weather Service, and they are suggesting that this storm will likely pass on the western side of Evergreen. But let me stress, if you are in Evergreen, Alabama, you need to remain in that tornado safe place. I don't care where you are. If you live in the Evergreen, Alabama city limits, be in that safe place. Even though it looks like the tornado risk will be more on the western side of town, we want you to be in a safe place if you are in or around Evergreen, Alabama. In fact, if you know someone in Evergreen, call them right now. I know it's the middle of the night. This is not convenient for anyone, but be the hero, all right? You can be the hero. I can't stand up here on this green wall and reach every person in Evergreen, but you can be the hero. You can do something about it. Call your friends and family in Evergreen and let them know that there's a possible tornado moving in from the southwest. This could be a damaging storm. This could be doing damage. In addition to the tornado risk, this storm is also likely dropping quarter-sized hail very near Belleville right now along US Highway 84, coming out here towards areas near Lurie, Baggett's Chapel, Liefien, and Owasso. Just looking at our NWS chat feed to see what we've got going on in terms of the latest from the Weather Service. And again, watching this situation very carefully as we have now a possible tornado near Belleville, Alabama, moving in from the southwest. Again, this could be an issue very quickly for all parts of Evergreen, Alabama. And again, we don't say this to scare anyone. That's not why I'm here. That's not why I stay up in the middle of the night. We want to help you, and we want you to be prepared and know what to do in the city of Evergreen, Alabama. In fact, I'll tell you, let's go ahead and put up our graphics to tell the folks in Evergreen specifically what you need to be doing right now. You need to go to the lowest floor of a site-built structure away from windows and doors. Best possible thing on this list is to grab a helmet, all right? Protect your head. Let me step off so you can take a screenshot of this. If you're watching on your Android or iPhone device, go ahead and take a screenshot of this so you'll have this checklist and you can implement this safety plan in the city of Evergreen, Alabama right now, but you can also keep it for future reference. So again, tracking a possible tornado currently in Conecuh County, Alabama, and this is a cell that's going to be moving to the northeast over the next little bit. This tornado warning does also include parts of Butler County, Georgiana, McKenzie, also areas near Chapman, Grace, Garland, Starlington, southwestern Butler County on I-65. Please be in a safe place as we have a possible tornado moving in from the southwest. Tell you what, let's show you what's happening elsewhere across the region, because this is an active weather night, and this is the only tornado warning that we have anywhere across the state of Alabama as of 2:09 a.m., and this is in effect for parts of Conecuh and Butler counties. You can see that much of the convection is really centered on the south side of the state. And by the way, we do have an active tornado watch that is valid until 8 a.m. for several local counties. We'll come back to that in just a minute and we'll show you all the counties involved. But again, we're tracking a supercell storm currently in Conecuh County, Alabama, approaching the city of Evergreen as of 2:09 a.m. And this is going to be an issue for also the community of Liefien. Let's go back into the storm and kind of zoom in pretty tight here, because this storm is producing a lot of lightning. Just to get your geographical bearing straight, I'll show you the entirety of Conecuh County. This is Conecuh County here. Brooklyn is down here. You've got Midway up here. Repton is back here. This is Evergreen. This is going to be Alabama Highway 83 right in through here. This is I-65, US 84, and US Highway 31. Conecuh County 6 is down here. So just to tell you who's involved in this, again, if you're waking up as of 2:10 a.m., if you're in Evergreen, Liefien, Bowles, also Owasso, Wilcox, not Wilcox County, but the tiny community of Wilcox in Conecuh County, McKenzie, Starlington, Grace, Georgiana, Chapman. Be in a safe place, all right? Those are the areas next in line to potentially see quarter-sized hail and a possible tornado. Let's go ahead and zoom in pretty tight on this, and I can kind of give you a little bit more focused in geography. You can kind of see that kidney bean shape developing here on the reflectivity. And quickly, we'll come back to this view in just a second. I want to show you, though, the velocity view, because we are clearly seeing strong evidence of a tornado very near the US Highway 84 corridor. Let's zoom in tight, because that right there is probably where this tornado is. I mean, that would be right over Belleville, Alabama. If you know someone at Belleville, call them now and let them know there's a tornado very near them, all right? This is just to the west. I mean, within 2 miles of the Evergreen Airport, possible tornado. The airport sits right here. That's Middleton Field. On the southwestern flank of Evergreen. This is moving just like that. And so this is basically probably going to miss the airport, and this probably will miss the core downtown area of Evergreen just a little bit to the west. But on that trajectory, it's going to be real close to exit 96 of I-65 in the next 5 minutes. If you live within 5 miles of exit 96 on I-65, you be in a safe place, all right? This storm means business, and it's moving off to the northeast at about 30 miles per hour. Let's go back over to that reflectivity view that I promised you, because, again, possible tornado is right here at Belleville, moving northeast. This is 84 right in through here. That's I-65. This curvy road that you see right in through there, that's going to be Alabama Highway 83. Exit 96 and Liberty Place is right here. And again, if you are at Liberty Place or points back to the west, you've got the restaurant, The Shack. If you're familiar with The Shack, points back to the west. That's going to be your core zone where this likely tornado is going to be moving. All right, it's moving just like that. And so basically from the Zaxby's and McDonald's and the Conecuh Sausage new gift shop thing that they opened there points back to the west, all right? Very, very close to those areas that I'm calling out, but perhaps a bit just to the west of there. That's going to be your main danger zone. Same thing on the flip side of this. On the other side of the polygon, just to kind of give you perspective, here's your tornado warning polygon. You see that flashing line? This is the polygon, and if you're in this zone, this is the danger zone. So again, I called out the Evergreen side. Let's talk about the other side. Lieffian School, right there on Alabama Highway 83, and points near and just to the south of there. This is going to be the core zone where this possible tornado is moving in from the southwest. And again, this thing is very, very near Belleville at the present point. We'll go back over to our velocity view because, again, this thing means business as it is trucking right along to the northeast at about 35 miles per hour. That is strong evidence of what could be producing a tornado. This is called a couplet, and just to kind of paint the picture for you here, this is a counterclockwise circulation, doing just like that, and the actual circulation is moving like that. And so on that trajectory, again, this is going to affect the west side of Evergreen, and this also could be quickly an issue for Owasso. Interstate 65, if you know someone that may be traveling this evening, or I should say this morning at this point, because we're now in Wednesday morning. If you know someone traveling on 65, say between Greenville back down to Atmore, you need to call them right now and let them know that there's a possible tornado in Conecuh County about to cross I-65 somewhere between exit 93 all the way up to exit, say, 114, which is the Georgiana exit. So again, from Georgiana and Starlington back down to the, I believe they branded as the Evergreen Monroeville exit, right there at Fairview. No driving, certainly no driving, all right? Possible tornado moving in from the southwest. And again, just looking at this, the Weather Service is noting that they are continuing this tornado warning as of a moment ago. Also getting several damage reports out of Mobile County. If you are just now waking up in Covington and Butler counties because of all these alarms going off on your phone, we had damage from a tornado back in Mobile County due to a confirmed tornado near the Mobile Regional Airport. I've had no reports of injuries. We do not know just yet if injuries happened. But nonetheless, we need to be treating this situation in Conecuh County as a situation that could be producing a tornado that could be producing injuries, all right? So again, not saying a tornado's down. I don't have any way of confirming that at this point. It's the middle of the night, but there is strong evidence of rotation that could be producing a tornado back here on the western flank of this supercell thunderstorm currently impacting Evergreen, Alabama. In addition to the tornado risk, looking at this signature, I have no doubt that there's hail falling with this storm. In fact, I had a viewer report sent in from Gabby J back in, she's in Uri, Alabama, right here on Alabama Highway 21 or near there. This same storm produced pea-sized hail back here in Uri in southern Monroe County, pea to dime-sized hail, I should say, in southern Monroe County. Again, this has now exited Monroe County, and this is strictly an issue for Conecuh and Butler counties as of 2:16 a.m. The Weather Service is noting that the severe weather threat back behind me in Mobile and Baldwin counties and Washington counties over in West Alabama appears to be decreasing. Here's the view across the region. By the way, if you are watching this video on Facebook Live, I know that you can comment left and right, and we appreciate any reports you have. It is so vital and so appreciated when you give us reports from what's happening in your location. And if you ask a question, I'll try to get to those after the warning is over. But again, the severe weather threat down in through here in Mobile and Baldwin counties, according to the National Weather Service, does appear to be decreasing. And so the focus at this point is going to be on this cell that we're tracking in Conecuh County, in addition to these cells in northwest Florida. That's kind of going to be the main concern. And again, we're watching a possible tornado very near the community of Belleville in Conecuh County. Let's zoom back in. So again, looking at the whole region, we're going to zoom into this storm currently in Conecuh County. And your possible tornado is going to be on the back flank of this. Let's go over to the iPad view. I think you'll have a much better vantage point here to see exactly what's going on. And again, just to set the stage, this is your tornado warning polygon. So if you're in that blue zone that I just called out, you're involved in this. Evergreen, McKenzie, Georgiana, Owassa, Lieffian, also areas near Starlington, Grace, Garland, also Chapman, involved in this tornado warning. And look, this is a situation where we don't have the best vantage point of this cell, because the radar beam is hitting this, at about 7,500 feet above the surface of the earth. That radar that we use down in Mobile, same thing for the Eglin radar. In this zone of south central Alabama, we just don't have the best radar coverage because that radar beam goes out at a horizontal angle. And so what happens is the curvature of the earth actually prevents us from seeing exactly what's going on closer to the surface. And so again, watching this situation very carefully as we continue to track a possible tornado near Evergreen, moving off to the northeast. So again, let's kind of look at this and put this in motion if we can, because again, tracking a possible tornado in Conecuh County, Alabama. I'm going to step off camera for 1 minute while we put that radar in motion and grab a sip of water. It's so early in the morning, and I'm kind of one-man banding it this morning, so just bear with me if I have to step off camera for a moment to get a swig of water. Again, watching a possible tornado near really Evergreen at this point. This thing has emerged out of areas near Belleville, and the danger zone is on the back flank of this darker shade of red. So many people get caught up in this, bright color and the flashing radar and all that. But really, you have to look at this from a meteorological perspective. And what we see here, we see it better on the velocity view. And what the velocity view is telling me is that the biggest danger zone is back in through here on the southwestern flank of this cell. And so with that in mind, again, if you're at Evergreen, we need you to stay in that tornado safe place. But on that same note, however, if you are in Repton, we can give you an all clear, all right? Repton, Lenox, range. You can come out of that tornado hiding place. You're done at this point with the imminent tornado risk. But if you're in Belleville, let's give it 2 to 3 more minutes. I'll be able to give you an all clear. Same thing at Lurie. Let's just hang out in that tornado safe place. I think that the core risk has now passed out of Belleville, and it's now closer to Evergreen, but just let's give it 2 minutes just to be safe. It's 2:21. I'll give you an all clear in Belleville at 2:23. Again, watching the situation in Evergreen very carefully and getting reports of a power outage at Belleville, seeing multiple comments suggesting that. Thank you to everyone commenting. And again, it's the middle of the night. I have no way of knowing what's going on the ground in your location unless you tell me what's going on. And so thank you to everyone sending in those comments on Facebook Live. Again, getting reports of power being out at Belleville, which is the area that we're watching here in central Conecuh County. Let's zoom in tight on our radar. And again, just to set the scene for you here, this is US Highway 84 down here, runs right there. This is Interstate 65. Obviously, this is the core of this thunderstorm right in through here. Alabama Highway 83 is right there that runs up to Lieffian. Lieffian School sits right there. And looking at this map, exit 96 is right there at my fingertips, all right? Right there. That's going to be where exit 96 is. And this possible tornado is going to be near or just to the west. And when I say just to the west, I mean it might be within 1 or 2 miles. And so no doubt about it, if you live within, say, 3 miles of the McDonald's, the Zaxby's, there's also a restaurant on the western side of the interstate called the Shack. You need to be in a safe place. If you live within, 2, 3, 4 miles of there, be in a safe place. In fact, Evergreen, the entirety of Evergreen should be in that tornado safe place. Should have been there 10 to 20 minutes ago when the warning was issued. But if you're just now catching this for some reason, this feed, as of 2:22 a.m., please be in a safe place if you are in the city of Evergreen. Again, possible tornado is now right in through here. Let's go back over to our iPad view, and I think this kind of gives us a better vantage point of what's happening. Your circulation is right here. I mean, this is basically on top of exit 96 at Evergreen. And so if there's something down, I would suspect that we are going to know pretty quick, as this is in more of a populated area than it once was back here in Belleville. Again, power is out. We know that we've got power out back here in Belleville. And so something has happened to cause power, to go out. Not saying a tornado happened necessarily, but that is one possibility. With a signature like this, especially when it looked a little bit more pronounced about 20 minutes ago, we certainly could have had a tornado back here at Belleville. So again, looking at this situation very carefully, and what I'm trying to do right now is get this where we can kind of back it up and show you exactly what this signature looked like about 20 minutes ago. That data is coming in, there we go, a little bit slow. But you can see this was more of a pronounced signature when it was moving out of Repton right over Belleville. And this is still there, but this is not what it once was. And so this storm clearly has been weakening somewhat. Don't get me wrong, it's still horrible weather, but I'm just telling you the overall rotation signature on velocity in terms of this one product is weaker than it was, say, 20 minutes ago. All right, let's go back over to the reflectivity view. And again, tracking this storm in Conecuh County, Alabama, as this moves off to the northeast at about 25 to 30 miles per hour. By the way, if you're at Belleville, we'll give you an all clear, all right? The tornado threat has come to an end at Belleville, Alabama for now. You remain in a tornado watch, but again, the imminent tornado threat at Belleville and Lurie has come to a close. Back here behind the cell, you will probably see this tornado warning polygon update, but again, for folks in Belleville and Lurie, we'll give you an all clear. Evergreen, you got to remain sheltered. You're not done with this just yet. Same thing at Lieffian, same thing at Bowles, Wilcox, Owassa, all right? You need to remain in that tornado safe place until we give you the all clear. And it's not going to be long, I promise. You're not going to be in that tornado, safe place for the next 30 minutes. It's probably going to be 10 minutes max and you'll be done. But again, stay in that safe place if you're in Evergreen over the next few minutes. Let's see what we've got going on from our friends at the National Weather Service. Yeah, and they're noting that one of the things that could be happening here is that these storms tonight are very shallow in nature. What does that mean? It means that the radar beam, when the radar beam is hitting these storms at this height, it may not be encapsulating or seeing the best angle at the surface of the earth. In other words, this may not be the best representation of how strong the storm actually is at the surface. That is a possibility. What does that mean for you? It means that they're going to let this warning keep going at least for the next 5 to 10 minutes, as there could be, and I say that, you know what? They have just chosen to cancel the warning as of 2:26 a.m. They indicated a minute ago that they were going to let it ride, but they've had a change of heart, and the National Weather Service, as of 2:26 a.m., has canceled the tornado warning. And so just like that, the thing is off the board. That's what we want to see, all right? And you know, looking at this signature, like I mentioned a minute ago, it has broadened out somewhat. And the Weather Service, in their assessment, they're confident enough at this point that even though the thing is still broadly rotating, there's enough evidence in their mind that this is no longer an imminent threat to life, and thus they're going to let the tornado warning go away as of 2:26 a.m. And so it is now almost 2:30 in the morning on this Wednesday morning. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson, and as of this particular moment, we have no active tornado warnings, and that is a good thing. Hopefully we can keep it that way. Let's go back over to our graphics, however, and I do want to show you the ongoing tornado watch, because we have not done that just yet. And yeah, just got a clarification from the Weather Service. They're saying that they have canceled the warning as the storm continues to weaken. They are going to continue to monitor this, but they're suggesting that this is probably going out of the zone that has the better instability. I'll come back to that after we show you the tornado watch and kind of tell you what that means. Here's your tornado watch, and this is in effect until 8 a.m. A tornado watch means that conditions are ripe and favorable for the development of more tornadoes. And if you are in the following counties that I call out, you are involved in an active tornado watch until 8 a.m. Mobile, Baldwin, Escambia, Alabama, Conecuh, Covington, Butler, Crenshaw, Pike, Coffee, and Geneva counties in South Alabama involved in the tornado watch until 8 o'clock. In Florida, Escambia, Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, Walton, Washington, Holmes, and Bay. All right, those are your counties in Northwest Florida involved in this active tornado watch until 8 a.m. So if I just called you out, you are under a tornado watch until 8 a.m., meaning we could have more in the way of warnings. Let's show you what's happening across the region and kind of talk you through this, because again, we just got done with a tornado warning that was in effect for Conecuh and Butler counties. Now, you may be wondering, could we have another warning from that same storm as it continues moving to the east? The answer is yes, that is a possibility. But right now, the Weather Service, in their assessment, they believe that there's not enough evidence to warrant a tornado warning, and thus they've canceled the warning that was in effect. At this moment, as of 2:29 a.m., we have heavy rain happening along the I-65 corridor near places like Owassa, back up to Greenville. That's your formerly tornado-warned storm. We also have active weather happening in parts of Northwest Florida early on this Wednesday morning. Let's go ahead and zoom in to the Pensacola, Florida area, because you see this storm. This is an elevated storm, meaning probably no imminent tornado danger here. For Pensacola, Pace, Milton, areas near Gonzales. Very heavy rain, torrential downpours of rain are happening early on this Wednesday across the Pensacola, Florida metro area extending up to Pace. No warnings in effect on that as of now. What you see in Okaloosa County is mostly just stratiform rain at this point. And when I say stratiform rain, no imminent tornado threat in Okaloosa County. You are okay. Heavy rain is happening, but there's no imminent wind or tornado threat. Let's go back over to our storms in southern Baldwin County, or I should say just offshore. Here's Orange Beach, here's Gulf Shores, Fort Morgan is here, this is Dauphin Island, this is the Gulf of Mexico. You've got 234 lightning strikes. Look at that. 235 lightning strikes with this storm south of the Alabama beaches that's moving off to the east. This probably will remain offshore, but this could become an issue for parts of Santa Rosa County near Navarre, also Okaloosa County near Mary Esther, Fort Walton, and Destin in, say, an hour or two. That's something we'll be watching over the next little bit. Let me actually check a few things before we get back to covering this in the Red Zone Weather app. I tell you what, our Eglin Air Force Base radar is down tonight. It's not working for some reason. And by the way, if you're tracking the storms along with us, you can do that in our wonderful Red Zone Weather app or in the Radar Scope app that we recommend. the Eglin Air Force Base radar is down. So don't be using the Eglin Air Force Base radar tonight. It is, down for whatever reason. But the good news is the one in Mobile is working just fine. So across the state of Alabama, scattered showers and thunderstorms continue. But as of this particular moment, what time is it? It's 2:31 a.m. We have no active tornado warnings. Hopefully we'll keep it that way. But again, just as a reminder, if you're just now tuning in, a tornado watch does continue for several local counties, mainly I-65 and points east, valid until 8 a.m. You know what? We just got an update from the Weather Service. This is going to be actually a cancellation of 2 counties, and I think that's going to be Mobile and Baldwin counties. Let me make sure. Yeah, so as of 2:32 a.m., literally moments ago, Mobile and Baldwin counties are now out of the tornado watch. And so that's a good thing. The Weather Service is suggesting that the atmosphere is stabilizing back here. And again, Mobile, Baldwin counties now out of the tornado watch. Everyone else remains in. All right, this is still an unstable zone out ahead of the cold front that's pushing by. But again, good news for folks in Mobile and Baldwin counties is that the situation has improved somewhat. We're going to continue tracking these storms in the Red Zone Weather app, and of course, if we happen to have more tornado warnings, we'll come straight back on Facebook Live to bring you the very latest. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday morning. Again, hopefully I don't have to see you until our regularly scheduled forecast video at 7 a.m. But, of course, if we do have warnings, I'll be straight back on Facebook Live to bring you the latest. Hope you have a great Wednesday morning.
Be sure to find us across social media, and don't forget to download the free Red Zone Weather app and set up your customized alerts. Please support our Red Zone Weather sponsors who make our coverage possible every single day.